Hi, I'm about to welcome to my channel Africa Every Day. For this week's episode, I'll be talking about the myth that we have in Yoruba culture and also the wrong assumptions that we also have about the Westerners, about the white in Yoruba land, and also the gods that we have in our land in Yoruba culture right here. The myth is going to be divided into two sections. We have some that were only believed that we believed as a children back then when we were growing up, but the adult they knew that it's not true. And the other one is the myth that is believed by everybody, whether children or adults, believed by every Yoruba person. So that is what we're going to be looking at for today. Now, before I start the video, I'd like to express my full gratitude to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. I'm very, very grateful to you guys. Those have sent me gifts. Those that your gift, your package are still on the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mitchell and Luke, thank you. I'm very, very grateful, especially to Mr. Mike, the main man. I can never repay you for everything you've been doing for me. Thank you so much. All right. The number one myth. Number one myth is that this one is believed by children when we're growing up. The adults, they used to use this myth to instill some kind of discipline to us. And the myth is that when you are eating at the doorway, that is, if you are eating at the doorway, you will never be full. If you are eating your food at the doorway, you will never be full. Yes, and we believe that very much when we're growing up. And now, the reason behind that is that they didn't want children to be eating at the doorway. Why? Because somebody can easily bump into them, and that can cause us, that can easily cause accident. So that is why the myth is put in place, in order to discourage children from eating at the doorway. And number two, when we're growing up, we believe this too. The now number two myth is that if you draw a line in sand, let's say you draw a straight line in sand now, if an ant cross the line, the implication, if you allow an ant to cross the line, the implication is that your parent will give birth to an armed child. If you allow the ant to cross the line that you drew on the sand, your parent will give birth to an armed child. So we used to be very, very scared of that. While we draw sand and we see an ant around, so that we rub off the line or we quickly push or blow the ant away. In fact, I was very, very scared of it. Very, very scared of it, believe me. Until I grew up before I know that, okay, that is a total rubbish. Okay? Now, let's go to some of the myths that is believed by everybody in Yoruba land. One of them is that a pregnancy woman should not be working in the midnoon. What does that mean? That if somebody is pregnant and they are working, let's say around 1 p.m., starting from 1 p.m. to about 3 p.m., if a pregnant woman is working, that is outside, going outside at that moment, it is possible for an evil spirit to search to chase away the child inside the pregnant woman and replace the child. Yes, it is believed that it's very possible for the pregnant woman to come across an evil spirit during the midday, and the evil spirit will chase away the child inside the pregnant woman and sit in the womb instead of the child, and the woman is going to give birth a kind of weird creature, kind of horrible things, 3-eyed, 3 legs, 10 arms, give birth a kind of weird creature. It is believed that if something that we call in science that is called birth defect, when a woman gives birth to a child with birth defect, it is believed in Yoruba culture that that woman has given birth to an evil spirit, that the evil spirit has chased away the child inside inside the mother's womb, and now replaced that child. That is what is fully believed in Yoruba culture. Okay, and now the second myth that is generally believed in the Yoruba language is that in the ancient times, in the olden days, there was a time that the sky was very, very close to us back then. It was so close that you could reach your hand up and your hand would touch the cloud. back then. Then what happened? how did he how did it go so high? It went as simply because when people eat back then, instead of cleaning their hands with soap or with the water and other things, they will now reach up and they will use their hands, the dirty hands, to rub the cloud. As a result, God, Olodumare, yes, let me be precise, Olodumare became angry and raised the cloud, the sky, very, very high as a result of that. I know it's very, very funny, but believe me, we believed it back then. We had no idea of science, no other explanation. We believed it firmly. I know it's ridiculous, but we believe, and we say probably tens of thousands of Yoruba people. I'm talking about adults that still firmly believe this. Now, education is still far away in Nigeria, still far away. All right. Some of the wrong assumptions about the Westerner that we had when we were growing up, and some still believe that you are going to find them incredibly ridiculous. So you are going to be laughing. Yes, of course, we did believe that. Number one is that especially in America, precisely now, in America, everybody, the thing is that if you have a car, once you take a car to a particular, let's say to an eatery now, you drop your car, and once you drop your car there, you leave the key at the ignition and you go inside. That anybody can go to any car and drives it. That no one actually owns. That the American is so convenient that everybody uses everybody's car. Once you just get to the car park, you choose any car you want. The ignition, the car will be there in the ignition. Then you start it and drive it. That is how it has been done. No one actually owns any car. Yes, and we believe that. Despite all the fault that is in the narration, that is how we believed it. Yes. All right. Then the second wrong assumption that we have about the Westerners is that in America, I'm going to be using America precisely in this case because America now is the most popular of all the Western nation. You know what I'm talking about. All right. So the second wrong assumption is that in America, everybody is walking around with guns. Yes, we believe that. That everybody walks around with guns, and it is so pervasive that if somebody offends you and you are very, very angry, you can easily gun them down and nothing will happen. We used to say something back then. Whenever we're joking, stylishly, somebody offends you, back then we used to tell them that, okay, if we were to be in America, I would have sure, I would have gunned you down. So it is assumed that if somebody asks you, you have right to gun them down. I know it's ridiculous, but we believed it back then. And now, what contributed to that is Hollywood. Yes, Hollywood was a great factor in that assumption. Okay. Now, third one, the third myth assumption is that all children in Western world, they are fat. They are usually fatter than their age. Yes, they are fatter than the age. That is, if you see they are bigger than their age, bigger. Let me use bigger, not fatter this time. Let me use bigger, because not just fat. I'm talking about other development too, the muscles. Not only the Westerner and those living there too, the blacks living there too, the same thing. Because we believe that once any Nigerian any of our relatives has traveled abroad, they would develop bigger than their contemporary that they have right here. And to some extent, that is true. Why? Because they will be well fed over there. Things are easier back there. So they will grow better than those we have here. As a result, we assume that is how everybody is over there. That's the assumption back then. We had no idea of how American was when we were growing up. So we assume that is how they were there. And we still have a lot of adults in Nigeria here that still believe that if you see a Westerner, somebody living in America and any other Western country, that they look like a 40-year-old person, that just divide their age by two and you will get their real age. That the age that you calculate, that you can assume by looking at them, is far, far different from their real age, that they are usually very, very bigger than their right age. Like for us now, when you look at, we develop according to our age, but that is nothing can be more wrong than that. I know that now. And now the fourth one that I'm very, very sure a lot of adults still believe that in Nigeria is that blacks are generally stronger than the white. Blacks are generally stronger than the white in terms of physical activities, physical ability. Yes. If you ask five average Nigerian that this question, they will tell you at least four of them will tell you that blacks are stronger than the whites. Is this true? Not true at all. Very, very wrong. It depends on the individual that you pick. No race is stronger than any other race. Completely wrong. There are some other factors that make it a little bit right, like softness, comfort, and things like that. But generally speaking, all races are of equal strength, generally speaking. All right, please, if you have any wrong assumption that you've heard of, let me know in the comment section below. I will surely respond to it. Now let's go to the gods that we have in Yoruba language. The gods that we have. We have a lot of gods in Yoruba culture, but I'm going to explain the very popular ones. The gods that I'm going to be talking about today are the gods that are very popular in Yoruba culture, and there are still worshippers of all these gods. We still have them, those who worship them in Yoruba culture up till today. It's not something like an ancient something, no. Just that we still have some people who are worshiping these gods. Number one of them is what called Shango. Shango is a Yoruba word. Shango. Who is Shango? Shango is the god of thunder. Yes. It is believed that every time you hear thunder strike, that thunder strike is carried out by Shango. Yes. Shango and the embodiment of the Shango is that is a man, of course, a man with braided hair, and also with a axe. And that with the axe, and that axe is what he uses to control the thunder. Yes, that is why in Yoruba land, if somebody is struck by thunder and they die, it is believed that it is only those that are worshiping the Shango can only remove the person's dead body from there. Yes, that's how it is believed. That if you don't allow them to do it, others and the family members will be getting struck by thunder. Yes, that is the belief. All right, the second one is what we call Eshu. That Eshu could be seen as Satan in some religions. Now, Eshu is a god in Yoruba culture. Yes, it's a god. Eshu, Satan, devil, whatever name you want to call it. Eshu is a god in Yoruba culture, and it means that a god that when you are worshiping it, you can use the Eshu to attack your enemy. Like for example, now you can use the Eshu to confuse your enemy or to push your enemy to doing a very dangerous and a very terrible thing. Yes, that's all the purpose of the Eshu. Those who are worshiping Eshu believe that they can use the Eshu, to strike somebody, to kill them, to push them to do a horrible thing, something that could lead to the loss of their lives, or something that could, that could send them to prison. Yes, those Eshu. And the third is what we call Oshun. Oshun, that's another god. It's called Oshun, and simply means Oshun is a river in one of the states in Nigeria that's called Oshun State. That particular Oshun is believed that there's a god. There's a god inside that river, and the god inside that river is all called Oshun. So the river is called Odo Oshun. Odo means river. That is Oshun River. While the god living inside that river is called Oshun, and it's a very, very popular. There's a festival that is held in honor of that Oshun that people come all over from the world. You see, if you attend that festival, you see many white people coming there, especially the Americans and the British. You see them coming there to witness the festival. In fact, There's a one of the priests. She's still living there up to now. It's a white woman. I don't know how she ended up there. One of their priests there now is a white woman, a British woman precisely. Yes. All right. The fourth one is what called Yemeja. Yemeja is a goddess, and Yemeja in English means mermaid. Yes, it means mermaid, so called Yemeja. So mermaid is a god, is a goddess who resides in rivers, all rivers, and you could pray to them. When you offer them sacrifice, they can give you whatever you want. For example, now if your child is sick, it is believed that when you make sacrifice to Yemeja, the mermaid, it can heal the sick. Firmly believed by many people in Yoruba culture. And the fifth one is what called Osoyin. Osoyin has no English word. It's just Osoyin. So Osoyin is a god that can reveal a secret. Yes, Osoyin is a god that is believed that for those who are worshiping it, it can reveal a secret to them. Like for example now, if something is missing and you want to know who actually steals that thing, every suspect can be taken there and the Osoyin will reveal the thief among them. Yes, it is believed that. And aside from that, it is also believed that the Osoyin can also reveal the future to the practitioners. And the sixth one is called Orisha Ibeji. Orisha is a deity. So Orisha Ibeji means God of the twins. Yes, Yoruba believe that twins are special people. They are special children. They are not ordinary. So there is a God in honor of twins. Yes. So if you what's the purpose of that God? If you want twins, you can go there, make sacrifices, and the deity will grant you a set of twins. Yes, it is firmly believed there. And another very popular one is what we call Ogun. Ogun is very popular god in Nigeria, very popular god in Yoruba culture. Sorry, and what represents Ogun? Ogun is represented with irons. Ogun is represented with irons, and it's believed that if an accident occurs, if an accident like auto crash, like a plane crash, like whatever, and any auto accident, it is caused by God, or it is called by Ogun, that is God of iron. Ogun is also in English is called God of iron, that is caused by God of iron. And the worshipper of this god, whenever they want to travel, to a long distance, they will make a sacrifice to the Ogun, so that the Ogun will protect them. The Ogun will prevent them from having an accident. All right, we still have more, but those are the very popular ones. If you have heard of anyone aside from those that I mentioned in this video, please let me know in the comment section below. And special thanks to my patrons again for supporting this channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it for all of you. I'm very grateful to you guys. Thank you so much. And also Mr. Mike, a wonderful man. I don't know how to thank you again, but I'll still be saying thank you so much. I'm very grateful. All right, see you next time.